Hello everyone, I'm back. Not quite at 100%. I've yet to see the doctor, but I am seeing the doctor in a day or two, so I will get on some meds, and within 2 or 3 weeks I should be starting to level out a bit. And I also need to speak to the doctor about my pain meds and adjust my dosage, and just play around with that a bit, because that's been quite difficult as well. But what has held me over since I last spoke about this is the fact that I went on a sewing weekend, and it was a lovely sewing weekend. I'd never been there before. I'd never been to the venue. I'd never met the person running it. I didn't know who was. I knew two of my friends were going, but apart from that I didn't know anyone. So I didn't know the venue, I didn't know the person running it, I didn't know the order of play, so to speak, and so the anxieties were kicking off a little bit, but I needn't have worried, because everybody was so lovely and the whole atmosphere was totally chilled out and relaxed. There was no stress, there was nothing. The food was amazing, the sewing room was amazing, it was bright, it was airy, you had so much space. You know, I'm used to having a 6-foot table to work on when I go to a sewing retreat, and they'd done the tables in pairs, so it was your table and one opposite you, back to back, and then they put one across the end, which was like an overspill, so you got 6 foot and half of the other 6-foot table, which you could put your cutting mat and things on, so you felt nicely spread out. You wasn't all heaped in front of you, so that really helped. But it was just, the whole thing was lovely. Everyone was really nice. Every so often somebody would wander around and see what everyone was doing and have a chat and not share patterns, but show patterns, and like, oh, yeah, this is what I'm working on, and it was just really lovely. So I arrived in the morning. I arrived within a couple of minutes of one of my friends arriving, which was fantastic, because her husband was around to help me unload everything from my car, and then they both helped me get it all down to the sewing room where we were, and then we got all set up, got all machines out, everything else, got everything out, got organised, and then somebody mentioned that the Bramble Patch quilt shop was literally about 5 minutes drive away. And so we thought, well, you know, when in Spain, it would be rude not to go and have a look. I've never been there before, because it's, for me to drive there from my house would take me about 2.25 hours. So I've never been, but what a lovely shop. It was a proper quilt shop. It had all the fabrics, all in nice sections, like a Christmas section and Tilda sections and Jason Yenter and just Liberties, and then in each section there was so many different samples of things that could be made with the fabrics they had, which was lovely to see. I think it's just been so long since I've been to a proper quilt shop that it was a delight to be back in there. I did make one little purchase. They had 3 ducks in the windowsill, stuffed ducks, that were all made in Liberty fabrics, and they had one little kit left, so of course I had to buy it. But look at those gorgeous. It's called Liberty Love a Duck. The pattern's tucked in there, but look, I'm going to make a small, medium and large, 3 ducks. Don't know where they're going to go yet, but they were so cute. So, and I saw that, I thought, well, there's one left, it's waiting for me, I've got to have it. The quilt shop is actually in an old chapel, so it's not open on Sundays. There's obviously some covenant or something that they can't trade on a Sunday, but it's got loads of lovely spaces, and out the back they've got a big long arm machine, so they do long arming. They had a massive workroom where they run classes and workshops, and honestly it was such a nice, it was so nice. The shop was nice, the samples they had were nice. I just thought, you know what, it'd be really nice to come up here and do, even if it was just a one-day workshop, and then spend the night in a hotel down the road, catch up with some other friends for dinner while I'm in the area, and then poodle off home the next day. And I just thought that would be really lovely. So I'm going to check them out and see what they've got coming up next year. I don't think I'll get any in before the end of this year. But I will definitely be back to visit, because it was just lovely. And then we stopped in a village 2 minutes away from where the retreat was, and we had booked, my friend's husband had found this pub and booked us a table for lunch, and it was called The Countryman in Staverton. And it did say on the website, it did advise that you booked if you were wanting to go. And I can see why. I mean, we were one of the first ones there. By the time we came out, there was not a parking space to be had. It was heaving. And the food was amazing. Really, really nice. Really tasty. Really good priced. It was just lovely. So if you're ever in the area, Daventry, Staverton, go and treat yourself to some food at the Countryman. It was lovely. Really, really nice. So then we'd done that. That had taken up the morning, and we probably didn't get back to the retreat till about 2 o'clock Friday afternoon, but that was fine. I then spent time sewing all my circles onto the background fabric, and I got them all cut apart, cut into 4s that I needed them in before I went to bed. I was really quite tired Friday night. I think all the anxieties about going somewhere new had taken its toll on my energy levels. So I got up Saturday morning and I started repiecing all my blocks together, and then when they were all done and nicely pressed, I then sewed the whole top together. Had one little interruption on Saturday, and that's because one of the ladies there had some spare fabric for sale. So you know what it's like, you can't say no. And you know, I'm only helping her, you know, not have so much stuff hanging around her sewing room. Someone needs to come and do it to me. So these were the 4 smaller pieces I bought. Look at those lush colours. Aren't they lovely? I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I loved them, so I couldn't leave them there. And then these were 4 larger pieces. Look at those. They're lovely. I don't know what makes or anything they are yet, but there's plenty there. I can make something nice. But look, what a lovely little selection. I don't know if I'll keep them all together. A lot of them do go together. But look, how lovely are they? So I did stop and ooh and ah over all the fabrics, and there was quite a few there, but I restrained myself. So one little purchase at Bramble Patch, one little purchase actually at the retreat weekend, and then on Sunday I had my whole quilt, by Sunday my quilt top was done, and so I got up Sunday morning and I layered it up with the backing and the wadding, and I spent Sunday quilting it, and I got the binding put on before I came home. I was hoping, excuse me, I was hoping to hand sew the binding down Sunday evening when I got home, but I was absolutely shattered. I was driving home like with the windows down and the radio blaring, and I was like, I need to try and stay awake. I was really tired. And then Monday morning I had loads of errands to run. So it was Monday afternoon before I got to sit down and hand sew the binding, which I did. I sent the photos to the person who requested the quilt. They absolutely love it. They're thrilled with it. So that's all good. And then I spent a couple of days, I was having some problems with my PC out here. My laptop's fine, but my PC, which I realise I've had for quite a while now, but I love the screen on it. It's got a really nice size, and I don't know, you just get used to how something goes. But I've noticed the last couple of months it's getting a little bit slow. But the last couple of days, oh my word, I've had syncing issues. I can't download things when I'm trying to download something and put it in folders. Something's gone wrong somewhere. It's been starting to empty folders. My embroidery designs folder vanished completely. But luckily I do have them backed up somewhere up there, the cloud thingy, whatever. I have it in 3 different spaces, so if one goes down, hopefully I'll still be able to reclaim everything on the other 2. And I also have a lot of the designs on USB sticks, so I hope I have all my bases covered, because I would hate to lose them all. But because it's been playing up, I've been just trying to, as the machine would allow me, I've been trying to go through and make sure that anything terribly important, like family photos and things like that, are all backed up elsewhere, so I don't lose anything if it goes bang. So that's the next thing we've got to sort out. We've got to change the PC. And actually we realised it is quite old now, and I think it's probably struggling. There are some things I can't download on it because the system won't allow it to work with them because it's old. So I think I've had my money's worth out of it. It doesn't owe me anything. So I will see if it's salvageable for somebody to, if they clean it up, make sure it's all running fine, and someone, I'm sure someone, some charity, some company, some group, some aid group, whatever, someone can make use of it somewhere along the line. So we'll get that sorted. So it's been a bit running errands, sorting things out, and the dog wasn't very well, and I was trying to deal with a lot of things and keep a lid on my feelings and just trying to keep it together and not keep bursting into tears, which when the PC first went wrong, I have to admit, I just sat and cried and wailed a bit and just like, oh no, I can't cope with it all. And that's the bit about myself that really, I don't know if irritate is the right word, but I get really cross with myself because I can't cope. And I know I shouldn't. I know it's not a choice, but still, I just think, oh, for goodness sake, why can't you just pull yourself together and get on? But it's not always that easy. So I think I'm doing well. I'm still here. I'm still trying to press on. But one thing that has come today, I found a little parcel. Another one of my, what do we call them? Avoidance purchases. I was avoiding accepting that the depression was coming back, avoiding calling the GP, avoiding accepting that life wasn't all tickety-boo. It is, but you know, in my head it's not running right. So when that sort of happens, I tend to do a bit of shopping, because I think when I see something on the screen I like, it makes me feel better. And so this has come all the way from Missouri Star Quilt Company in America. I think I know what I ordered. I think I can remember. But I haven't looked at it. Look, I'm opening it here with you. Let's see. Let's see if it cheers me up as much as it must have done when I ordered it. Let's see. Oh, what is that? Kiss the Chuck. Flat Chuck. Quilt Town is calling. Oh, it's some quilt thing. Right. Some little thing with a QR code. I'll look at that later. Oh, I know what this was. It is an EPP beginner's kit. Now, I know I'm not a beginner, but I do love anything in a nice package. I'm an absolute advertiser's dream, because if it's packaged nice, if it's in a pretty box, bag, jar, just looks nice, I'll buy it, whether I need it, want it or not. So this feels quite heavy. So look at this. So there's a big zip pocket on the front to put bits in. There is a big slip pocket at the back to put things in. Look at the design. How cute is that? Now let me take this strap off if I can. Just because that's going to get in my way while I'm looking through it all. Let me take that off. And let me cut this label off, because that is going to keep getting in my way. And that's going to annoy me too. And let's see what is inside. So, it's quite heavy. So you have the slip pocket, a zip pocket. They're both large pockets. You've got a carry handle there. This is great if you're EPPing on the go. And a big zip around. So let's see what's in there. What have we got? Oh, so we have a zip pocket here. We've got a mesh zip pocket along the bottom. We've got a mesh pocket here. We've got elastics there. And then, oops, English paper piecing, a beginner's guide. I'll have a look through that in a minute. And then, look, they even give you a reel of thread to get you going. So this is really quite nice. Oh, look, they all come in little zippy bags with rings, so you can put them in a folder. So I've got jewel shapes and hexagons. Nice. Oh, look at this little one. Oh, I've got, look at the cutest magnet. And then there's tiny diamonds and bigger diamonds, needles and a needle threader, all in their little sections. That's really nice too. And then here, a glue stick pen and some little small scissors, which you always need with EP. Oh, and what's this? Oh, it's a bag, a plain bag. So I expect you can do some EPP and applique something on there if you want. We love a storage bag, don't we? So that, and a little rotating, I'm going to get that out because the light is glaring on that. A little rotating work mat. Now, I'm guessing you can probably, oh look, a little rotating mat. So when you're glue basting, you can just spin, spin, spin. How cute is that? Let's get rid of that. Let's take a look at the rest of the bag. So we've got, oh, a big section. So bits you're working on can go in there. You've got straps in here. You could even put a square cutting mat or a pressing mat in there. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. I do love a bag. That is the whole bag. Love it, love it, love it. And then the thread we've got is colour, iris. It's Sebring Silver Cotton. This is one they sell in big cones for EPP. So it's quite nice. I've got the small one because I can try it out. I think it's fine enough for EPP, but it's very strong. So I can try out that small reel, and if I really like it, I can order the big cones. So we've got that. We've got the little rotating mat. We've got the bag. I'm going to get all these bits out. So we have, Missouri Star glue stick pen, water soluble, dries clear, so that will wash out. And it's got like a little, you know, so you could slip it on something, you know, like on a catch. Very nice, very nice. I wonder if you can get refills for that. So that's one bit. And then we've got, even the scissors are decorated with, you can't tell, but they are decorated with little hexagons. The hexagon design that is on the bag. How cute. Let's see how well they snip. Have I got a scrapped bit of fabric? Yes. Let's see if they snip right to the points. You know, I love a scissor that snips right to the point. Oh, it does. It does. Absolutely perfect. Love the scissors. Put under there. And then in this one we have, they look to be, they are 1.5 inch diamonds. 60 degree diamonds. We have a piecing needle and a quilting needle and a needle threader, always handy to have. Then on this side, oh, these are triangles. We have 1.5 inch triangles. So these will all go together. They will work. Then this is the bit I really want to look at. This. Now, this could either work, possibly, I'm thinking, as a needle minder, or, oh, so cute, or as a, you know, like the magnetiles that hold your EPP together. It's going to work like that. But look how cute that is. And it says on the back, if you can see it, Missouri Star Quilt Company. And that's, there we go. The horse is outside creating. Right, so that's all those bits. And then I have hexagons. What size are the hexes? The hexes are, they're 1.5 inch hexes. So all of these shapes will fit together. And then these will be 1.5 inch jewels as well. So I can make some really nice bits. What a lovely kit. Really nice if, nice Christmas present for somebody actually, if they're just starting to get into EPP, because they can keep it all in there. I know my husband's going to say, do you need another bag of bits for your EPP? Well, yes, I do, because that's really cheered me up. It looks lovely. I love the bag. I'm going to go and put all my bits I'm currently working on, I'm going to put in there now and have a little play around and cheer myself up a little bit more. But that's nice. Oh, I forgot to look in the book. Let's see, what does the book say? I wonder if there's a pattern for what you can do with, oh, there is. Learn the art of English paper piecing. So they're just sort of giving you a rundown how you can baste. Yep. Stitch, pull it all together. Project, oh, a flower block. That's what they're doing on the bag. Making a flower block and appliquing it on the bag. I don't know whether I'm going to do that. A table runner or a wall hanging and a wreath. It's really not. I mean, you know, if you're new, it's good. And then they've got construction basics, binding, mitre corners, how to close your binding, everything else. What a lovely gift for somebody who is maybe just starting out and yeah, just a nice gift. It's got a couple of small projects in, which aren't overwhelming, but it's got all these lovely, and they feel a really nice quality, these. Let's get one out and see. Oh, they are. They're a nice paperweight. These are just, as you know, they're just reusable. So there's loads of them. I don't know how many's in there. I'm going to have to go and look on the website and see what it said. I knew I'd ordered stuff. I couldn't quite remember. But anyway, what does it matter? It's cheered me up no end. So that's all good. I'm glad that came today. I'll be able to play around for the next couple of days with that while I'm still a little bit in hiding. I'm still trying to avoid the big bad world out there, but it won't be for long and I will be back to full strength. But that's nice. Had a lovely weekend. I've got a small project. I've got my lover ducks to make. I've got some new fabrics. I might use those new fabrics with the EPP. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I've had a lovely little surprise from Missouri Star, and I have finished my commission quilt, so I'm now free to work on whatever I feel like it. I have got lots of little projects on the go. So yeah, I need to decide what to do next. There's part of me that's hankering for a bit of dressmaking, but I don't know if that's going to take too long. I might just want a quick project, a quick boost me up. Oh, done it, I've made it project. But we will see, But that is me for today. Still clinging on. I've still got about 8 fingertips on the edge, holding on, but I'm getting there. And just a big thank you to everybody who was at the sewing weekend in Daventry, because you all made it a really, really lovely weekend for me. I'm so pleased I came. I can't come to the next one because, or the next 2 this year, I think, because they are fully booked. But as soon as I get dates for next year, I will be sticking my name down for all of them, hopefully, depending on when they are and how it fits in with my calendar. But it was a lovely weekend. Can't wait to come back. Thank you all very much. And Karen, thank you for running or putting together such a fabulous space for us all to be in. That's what was really, really nice. It was just lovely and calm, and it really was a retreat. I always come home exhausted because I've had to be switched on 24/7 and talk to people a lot more than I do in everyday life. But I expect that. But I usually come home feeling very broken physically and mentally because there's just so much going on and my body is exhausted. But this one, I came home actually feeling really quite refreshed. I woke up Monday morning and thought, I feel great, which is why I probably overdid it a bit. Run around, did a few errands, caught up on some things, made some phone calls that need things that needed sorting out. And I don't normally do that because I hate chatting on the phone, or chatting, but sorting things out on the phone. But I felt so good after the weekend. I tackled it all and I got loads done. But I'm now having the the exhaustion crash. The fibro is kicked up into gear because it's saying you've overdone it, you've worked this body too hard, and I just need some quiet time. But it will all be good. It will all come good in the end. And I'm still here. I haven't given up completely. So for me, it's a win all round. Everyone who was there at the weekend, thank you so much. You made it a really great experience for me for my first time there. So much so that I can't wait to come back. And Karen, thank you so much for providing such a lovely, warm, inviting, happy space for us to come and sew in. I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Can't wait to come back to the next. Take care, everybody. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.